that's very terrible. Back here with Ace Attorney Dual Destinies. Don't worry, I just reloaded the episode 2 save. I'll skip through this in a moment. I've been, shall we say, discourteous to this game in the past few episodes or so. And from now on, I'm electing to take a slightly more chill approach to this whole Let's Play thing. And if that sounds familiar, don't worry about why. It's time that we took a slower, more relaxed approach to Let's Playing. I am prepared for the knowledge that sometimes logic puzzles, they're different for different people. And what makes sense to one person doesn't necessarily make sense to me. And what makes sense for all other people in the world doesn't necessarily make sense for me. That's fine. I'm okay with that. This next case at Themis Academy, it's gonna go great. I'm sure. For real, this is my 4th redemption arc of this playthrough. That said, I will note about this game, and I guess, the other games were like this as well, I suppose. It just have to take a weird stance on hand-holding sometimes. Like, sometimes they'll ask you a question that's redundant because the question answers itself. Like the one where it was like, I wonder how the body could have been moved. Orla and the Skull Rock were the only things that were moved. Present evidence to show what was moved. And it's like, well, the Skull Rock's the only thing I can pick there. But I guess it's more engaging to have you at least have to click on it rather than him just like sort of windmilling, like motor mouthing it all for you, even if it's a one where the solution is obvious, which it was for some of the ones that I got wrong several times. But we're moving past that case and its waterproof walkie-talkies. And I gotta say, I think Sasha and Orla, like, they're probably, as a unit, or even just Sasha, they're probably in, like, my top 3 favorite defendants of the whole series so far. That whole thing was a lot of fun. Oh dear, I haven't turned off my Genki from the last recording. Nevertheless, let me power click through this bit, because I obviously wasn't able to save mid-cutscene. Oh god, I actually had to do some of the testimony again. Let's see if I remember how to do this bit. One thing I wanted to say, I want to be absolutely clear. In spite of all my nonsensical babbling outbursts, I am totally adoring this game so far. Like, it's ranking pretty high in the Ace Attorney games for me. Especially with the 3D animation and everything, like, it's just excellent. Alright, okay, this time, sorry. Episode 3, Tournament Academy, let's do this.
Destinies Legal Academy. A prestigious high school with alumni in the highest echelons of the legal world.
And apparently also the residents of Ganondorf Dragmire. Judging by the way the clouds got all dark. And... oh, this is weird. Oh, this is very weird. Don't make a Persona joke, don't make a Persona joke, don't make a Persona joke. I haven't played enough Persona to make a Persona joke, really, but... wow, October 24th, 1:25 p.m., Themis Legal Academy. So now we're finally not muddling in flashbacks anymore. This is post Juniper Woods' trial, which was April, correct? Why does that sound wrong? No, it sounds... no, April was Ninetales Vale, because July was the aquarium because it was happening in the summer. And this is only the 3rd case. No, this is the 4th case we're doing. Right, so when did Juniper Woods' happen? Wait, wasn't that in December? I don't remember. Maybe it was September, because I think this is after this. Anyway, so some people have been murdered at a very prestigious... so it's a high school. Right, of course it would be high school. Athena's 18. But it's like advanced placement law school, basically. Weird. Oh no, I'm gonna be late! Oh, unless this is when Phoenix was helping Athena, and it is another flashback. Finally! So, this is it. The illustrious Themis Legal Academy. This is the place where many distinguished lawyers and prosecutors got their start. When news spread that Mr. Wright had gotten his attorney's badge back, he received a call from this school asking him to pay a visit. Oh no, so this is after that. Okay, right. Mr. Wright brought us along, hoping we'd learn something from the experience. What, so is he gonna be like a lecturer? That's cool. But no, I had to go and blow it by getting here 30 minutes late. At least it's not all business today. After all, today's their school festival. School festival? That sounds like the least pleasant thing. Oh my golly. Culpable Curry, art exhibit, live guitar, Justitia's Diner, prosecute and classy cafe. That's amazing. Guilty dogs. What? This is awesome. Mock trial. Oh god. I don't even say those words. First floor hallway. Wow. This place has school festival written all over it. Literally. Yeah, no joke. But wow, the cold stairs. Is it because everyone's in a school uniform except me? Well, I like the way I dress. I mean, you're an actual lawyer. Shouldn't they be like, oh, you're so cool as you go by? I wonder if Mr. Wright and Apollo are. Your attention, please. You have it? This is an announcement from the mock trial committee. The mock trial will begin shortly. This is cool also, because this is the first time we're playing as Athena in an investigation, although of course we don't know there's a murder yet. All students and faculty, please proceed at once to the lecture hall. Tragedy really does seem to follow us wherever we go, though. So is it going to be like Apollo Justice, where like there's a reason that we are particularly connected to all these cases or something? I wonder. Thank you. No, thank you, voice of God. Sounds like a mock trial's about to start, but where's this lecture hall? Looks like all the students and faculty are heading that way. Might as well join them. Maybe I'll find Mr. Wright and Apollo there. I feel like that's where they'd probably be first to go. Phoenix is pretty hype about legal stuff nowadays. In the original trilogy, it was like it stressed him out so much it seemed like he didn't even want to think about it when he wasn't actively working on a trial. Oh my god, are we gonna have to do a trial here? This place is whack and high tech. This is what it kind of looks like in the movie. I mean, with all the screens and stuff, the actual colors are much more like the one we normally play in. Dude, that would be so cool if we got to partake in a trial here. So has the murder already happened, or was that us seeing into the future of what's about to happen? 1:33 p.m., Themis Legal Academy, 3rd floor lecture hall. This must be the lecture hall. Wow, they spent some serious money on this place. The district court can't even compete. Hey, Athena, over here. I guess it's Apollo, probably. I don't know which one of them said it. Mr. Wright, Apollo. I've been looking for you two. I'm so sorry I'm late. It's okay. Sorry we couldn't wait for you, but we didn't want to be late for our meeting. Looking for you. The person we're supposed to meet also seems to be running late. Mr. Wright, Mr. Justice, it seems Professor Court has yet to arrive. Professor Court! Professor in a legal academy, wowza. Wait, it's not just like a law school, is it? I thought they said it was like also a hybrid high school or something earlier. Oh, they said it during the cutscene. Also, it's weird that Athena says that the Dark Age of the Law... I think I read this as Apollo's lines when we did that case. Athena says the Dark Age of the Law seems so distant and irrelevant to our small cozy office, blah blah blah. But she seems to suggest that the murder that goes on at the academy will be like the impetus for it. So there's going to be an even darker Age of Law. God, how could it get any worse than the Age of Law, where the prosecutors are in bed with the police so that they get their arrest numbers and the prosecutors get their perfect record, and you only have 3 days to get an acquittal, and the burden of proof lies on the defense. Mr. Wright, Mr. Justice, it seems Professor Court has yet to arrive. Oh my god. How unprofessorial of her to keep visitors to our esteemed institution waiting like this. I shall make her right. I will not... Oh, who do we have here? Oh, right, you haven't been introduced yet. Ah, yes. You must be the young lady Mr. Wright was telling me about. I am Aristotle Means, a professor at this hallowed hall of learning. Means. I get Aristotle as like what do you call it? A philosopher of the olden days, but Means. Aristotle Means. Means as in method, or means as in unkind? I oversee the lawyer course here. It is a pleasure to meet you. Wouldn't that be all the courses at a legal academy? I'm Athena Cykes. I just recently got my attorney's badge myself. It's nice to meet you too. How wonderful. So vigorous and vivacious. You just earned yourself a gold star. Really? Oh my god. Wow, thanks. That big smile of his is kind of scary though. It's like Spark Brushel on steroids. How does his face even do that? How much of his cheek is like empty? Why are his teeth they stop at the edges of his nose. That's not how teeth should be. Looks like the mock trial's about to begin. What are we gonna do about our meeting? Oh, speaking of the mock trial, do I think you know what it's about? Oh, but I thought we had sent a pamphlet to your office. Right, the pamphlet. Whatever happened to that? I'm not sure, but the casual tone, the facial expression you have suggests that you know what happened to it. You won't be seeing it again. Just used it for the old rip it up and restore it trick. I'm guessing she didn't restore it. Unfortunately, it didn't work as advertised. Well, it seems I had better explain the situation then. I love the badge. It's like the equality scale, but it's a screaming face. This guy is terrifying. Thank you, Professor. Did you know that I'm a lawyer? A brand new shiny badge. It shows that I'm a lawyer. Apollo Justice Pt.28, a lawyer who's been at the agency since before I joined. He has an amazing ability to spot lies through people's tells. Phoenix Wright, age 34. He's only 34. The lawyer who owns the agency. I owe him for giving me the chance to become a full-fledged lawyer. We still don't know much about that. The chance he gave her. What does that mean? I assumed he was the one who helped her out of that whole bind we seem to see her in the flashback way at the beginning when someone was very bloody and dead, maybe by Blackwell's hand, and she seemed to be on trial or a witness for it. Tracy Wright, Mr. Wright's darling daughter. She wants to become a famous magician someday. Aristotle means, well, I guess a third interpretation of means could be wants to say or intends to say. A lawyer course professor at the academy. His smile is somewhat scary. Good to see we're taking note of the important stuff. I'm a lawyer. What magnificent presentation technique. Both your timing and speed were impeccable. Speed? You mean speed's important when presenting new evidence too? Absolutely. The speed and approach angle theorems are the first things we teach here. That seems like... actually, you don't want to know my feelings on that, probably? I believe Mr. Wright and others like him already make extensive use of them. You do, boss? Well, to some degree, I guess. Never even crossed my mind. This lawyer thing is deeper than I thought. Interesting. Themis Legal Academy. Let's hear about it then. Now, does anyone have any questions? I do, Professor. Could you tell me all about your school? What an excellent question. Here's a gold star for asking. Thank you. Our academy has 3 courses to choose from. Oh, I see. That must be what was with those 3 people in different outfits standing over the body. Students seeking to be lawyers take the lawyer course. Likewise, budding prosecutors take the prosecutor course, and future judges the judge course. I see what your distinction was before. I'm not too sharp on law in real life to begin with, and obviously it's different because it's, well, first of all, it's quasi-hyperbolic and based on the Japanese legal system. But I sort of didn't have the impression that, a lawyer was restricted to only doing defense or prosecutions based on their teaching or whatever. Because in many senses, the job is quite similar between the two. But of course, in the world of the game, at the very least in the world of the game, they're quite different. This is super cool, by the way, how the windows like start here and then they get cut off and then there are archways where the windows would have continued, sort of. Wow, you have everything here for someone who wants to seriously pursue a career in law. Yes, well, that's what makes our school special. And today, even more so. After all, we are to be treated to a lecture by the legendary attorney, Phoenix Wright. We can't wait to hear all about his return to the legal profession. It was rocky. You're giving a lecture, Mr. Wright? But you're not even a professor. Yeah, well, I'm just giving them what they want. Tell me more about today's plans. Did you even know you were meant to be giving a lecture here today? Yeah, sort of. But I came early because I was supposed to have a meeting with the head of the judge course, Constance Court. It's been a whirlwind of morning. Let's leave it at that. Professor Court. She is a wonderful instructor, but quite unpunctual. Oh, so that's who late? Who's late? That's what's late. Wait, what? No, that's who's late. Sorry, I can't read. From what I've heard, our esteemed Mr. Wright here is scheduled to hold a training seminar tomorrow, in addition to today's lecture. A training seminar? For lawyers? What exactly does that involve? Why, it involves the very skills that make a lawyer. Screaming a lot. Got it. The arm angle when shouting objection, the proper way to strike the podium, how to project one's voice, and most importantly, how to bluff your way to victory. Huh? Who exactly do you want me to teach stuff like that to again? What a wonderful question. You just earned yourself a gold star. Oh boy, I sense a running theme. The great honor of taking a seminar by a famous lawyer and a famous prosecutor. That is what is at stake in this mock trial, the crown jewel of the school festival. Oh no, so there's a big competition at hand. That might have been a motive for the murder, and whoever wins this mock trial gets to take an exclusive course by Phoenix and some legendary prosecutor. God, that'll be awkward, won't it? I mean, it's less unless it's one of his friends, like Edgeworth or someone. Let's hear about this mock trial then. What are the bounds of it? The mock trial in question is a prestigious event that every student aspires to win. I don't believe that there's not one student in this academy that isn't like a bit introverted and isn't comfortable taking place in this. But besides, how do you even hold a mock trial between an entire school of students? The top student in the lawyer course and the top student in the prosecutor course face off in a simulated court case set in this very school. As for the case itself... Okay, I understand. The top students from each course. And I guess the top judge adjudicates it? How does that work? We select the best script written by a judge course student and base our case on that.
Woo! A one-on-one battle! How thrilling!
So if the student studying to be a lawyer wins, they get to take my training seminar. But what if the other student wins? I'm not a prosecutor, so... Oh yeah, good point. Is it so only if the defense attorney wins does his seminar happen? Is that it? There's no cause for alarm. We have a famous prosecutor ready for just such a case. So what you're saying is he might not even have to give a lecture, or a training module. But exactly who it is, well, that is a special surprise.
A famous prosecutor? No. It can't be.
Professor Means, forgive me for interrupting you and your guests. Is this court? No, a student. You're one of the three who was around the dead body, right?
Oh, why had to, huh?
Oh, no, no, wait, Juniper Woods' trial did take place in December, so this must still be a flashback from that. Wait, was Juniper Woods, did she say that was the first time she was on the case as a primary, or the second? Because at the second, I guess then she'll still be the primary here.
I'm Juniper Woods, a senior in the judge course. Professor, the trial will begin shortly. Since you'll be delivering the pre-trial speech, would you mind waiting up in the balcony until we're ready for you?
She seems a little less, anxious this time, but maybe she's only anxious because she was on trial before. That's fair enough. My, how very organized you are, Juniper. You just earned yourself a gold star, too. But what about Professor Court? Well, I suppose she'll eventually arrive. Now then, I trust you will look after our visitors, Juniper?
Yes, of course, Professor Means. Juniper? Juniper Woods? Is that you? Hmm? Athena? I almost didn't recognize you. I didn't know you were back from Europe.
Wait, you two know each other? Okay, so this has got to be before, if Phoenix didn't know they know each other. That's a coincidence.
We've known each other since we were kids. We're like best friends, right, Junie? Yes. Well, we lived close to each other, so we used to play in the forest together. Yeah, like a lot. Why won't she look at me? I guess I shouldn't be surprised since we haven't seen each other in a long time.
Just kiss already.
Anyway, we're supposed to go wait in the waiting room, right? Not that I wouldn't mind taking it in the mock trial you're putting on today. Oh, do we really not get to watch it? Unfortunately, the mock trial is only for students and faculty. There is one seat reserved for Mr. Wright, but no other exceptions are allowed.
All right, fine and fair enough. Yes, I'm very sorry, but it is part of the student curriculum after all. I hope you won't mind remaining in the waiting room until the trial concludes.
Sure, that's fine. Oh, that's too bad. I was hoping to learn something new today.
I'll tell you what, Apollo, why don't you take my place?
What? Really?
Sure. Besides, I'd like to meet with Professor Court as soon as she gets here.
Ah, no fair! I want to see the mock trial too!
Sorry, I'm gonna let Apollo pull what little rank he has. If it's okay with Professor Means. But of course, Mr. Wright, if that is what you wish. It's settled then. We'll expect a full and detailed report, Apollo, so pay attention.
Being a new kid sure stinks. If you would please follow me, I'll escort you down to the waiting room on the first floor.
Interesting. Juniper was fawning all over Athena in the first trial, though, right? So I suppose whatever happens here renews Juniper's admiration of her or whatever. But she just seemed weird and awkward around us, and she was super, like, uncomfortable. She seemed, like, disturbed to hear that we were back from Europe. So is Athena born in the localization America, but just moved to Europe to study law? Is that it? I thought she was European. They probably said it, and I mixed it up. Interesting, though. So if she hasn't seen us since we were a kid, then maybe the reason she's awkward around us is something to do with Athena's trial flashback. 2:15 p.m., a first floor waiting room.
Still no Professor Court. It's been over 30 minutes. And Mr. Wright's snoozing away on the sofa. This is so boring. I should have hid in the lecture hall and spied on the mock trial. Ah! What was that? Phoenix, get up! No, I'll deal with it myself. I guess it's fine. October 24th, Themis Legal. I mean, I can throw an entire person like 10, 30 feet, so I have nothing to fear. Themis Legal Academy, first floor, hallway. Athena. I could have sworn I just heard something fall down and break. If you go running now, they'll think it was you. Well, it wasn't me. I think it came from somewhere outside. Oh. We better go have a look, seeing as everyone else is in the lecture hall. Okay. Oh, wow. 67th School Festival. Golly, a very prestigious and old school. October 24th, Themis Legal Academy, outdoor stage. Is this staged for some sort of concert? Kind of reminds me of a courtroom. Wait, Athena. Behind the witness stand. What? Someone dead. Ah! Professor Court, can you hear me? Professor! Wait, that's who we were supposed to be meeting with? Looks like our meeting's been canceled for us. No way! This can't be real. Interesting. Shot with an arrow, but we saw like a sewing needle or something be stabbed. But this isn't... Huh. What's with the book? Apollo, you're an archer. This is your fault. I called the police. They should be here soon. I'll go tell everyone in the lecture hall too. No, wait. They'll find out soon enough once the police get here. Let's do our own crime scene investigation before it gets too crowded around here. Huh? Are we even allowed to do that? It's not stopped me before. It's no big deal, as long as we leave it exactly like we found it. Plus... No, never mind. Anyway, we should look around while the scene's still fresh. But... Okay, you're the boss. Scene's still fresh. The blood looks a little dried to me, actually. Phoenix! Guess what? I'm a lawyer now! Oh, a shiny new attorney's badge. Brings back memories. I've heard that countless people live in dread of your pointer finger. Were you really that scary back then, Mr. Wright? Strike one. I've always been just as you see me here. A harmless sheep in wolf's clothing? Strike two. Do you have an old picture of yourself? Wait, never mind. I'm not sure I want to see it. Strike three. You're out. Any ideas about this stuff that we just came upon out of nowhere? In addition to checking the body, we should also check the area around it. But we don't have much time. Check only what you can. Nervous, Athena? Yes? I mean, no! Paula didn't bat an eye at the Alderman's body during that case in Ninetails Vale. I can't let him show me up. I can do this. Just take a deep breath and focus. Well, he didn't bat an eye after he'd seen it the second time. The first time he was totally freaking out. But I guess you don't know about that. About the murder. So Professor Court was... Yep, the professor I was here to meet with. Turns out she wasn't running late after all. How awful. Here she was lying dead and we thought she was late. What was that you were saying before, boss? You never finished? Oh, that. Don't worry. I'll fill you in later. But right now, let's focus on the investigation, okay? Okay, sure. The suspense is killing me. Very good, very good, very good. Let us examine. This looks weird over here. What's with this? We should start by studying the body. I wonder what's the best angle for this. Okay, so we're not allowed to look at that. We're gonna get interrupted in here in a minute after we've only got like a very preliminary idea of what's going on. Interesting, it's like there's like a blue stand and a sort of maroonish stand. Oh, I gotta change angles, my bad. Hello, corpse. I guess I really have to examine the body. Did I read that wrong just a moment ago? I guess I really do have to examine the body. Well, I guess I better get used to stuff like this if I want to be a full-fledged lawyer. As everyone knows, lawyers are the ones who examine the body. In all media, not just this game. What do we have here? Book. I'm guessing it fell out of her chest pocket. Wait! What if it's her diary? That's the most private thing a girl has. True, but considering the situation at hand, my apologies to the late Professor Court. No, don't! Looks more like a planner than a diary. Every page seems to have the same word mark printed on it at that. The same word mark? 22nd routine report. Need to speak with Hugh O'Connor. Hugh O'Connor. Huge Goner? I'm not sure. 23rd, meet with Hugh about that report yesterday. Important. 24th, 9 a.m. Prep for mock trial, final confirmation. What day is it today? 1 p.m. meet with Wright about Chinese summer. Okay, it is the 24th today, must be. And 2 p.m. mock trial begins. Why would you need to meet with Hugh 2 days in a row? I still think a girl deserves her privacy, but this may help us solve the case. Court's planner added to the court record. Constance Court's planner. A sword emblem is printed on the cover and on each page. Oh, that's what they're saying. The fact that they bring it up makes it sound like it's gonna be relevant. I don't know that I would describe the sword as a word mark. And let's have a look at this arrow. Ugh. There's an arrow stuck in her side. Gunshot wounds and stab wounds are pretty common, but arrow wounds? This is a homicide any way you slice it. In other words, we have a murder on our hands. A murder? Here? So that makes this arrow the murder weapon. Oh, that and the bow that shot it.
But as far as we know, that might not be true. It was like a pick or something, like a climbing piton, or like I'm not sure what it was actually.
Well, that and the bow that shot it.
Right, but where could the killer have shot her from? The stage is a sea of obstructions. Well, the fact that it's in one side, or sort of in the gut, if we know where she was standing when she was shot, will be helpful later. And there are weird bruising marks on her wrists. I'm no expert on archery, but it can't be easy to hit a target with this much stuff around.
Would it be possible to kill someone by stabbing them with an arrow?
I'm not sure. Guess we better do some more investigating before jumping to conclusions. Arrow out of the court record, though. The arrow that pierced the victim's side. It's stained with blood. Is it weird that there's blood on the jacket as well? No, I guess it could soak up and through. That's possible. Now the wrists. It's almost like her hands were bound. Notice anything strange about the body? Take a deep breath and then take a good look.
Well, now that you mention it, there's no blood around it.
Yet the victim's body is cold and rigor mortis has already started to dissipate. It would appear that quite some time has passed since Professor Court was murdered. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Seems pretty dry. Thing is, the quad was packed with students up until the start of the mock trial.
Wait, then doesn't that mean she was killed at a different location? Oh, I know! The killer moved the body here while everyone was in the lecture hall.
It's a definite possibility. Notice anything else? Her arms are raised over her head and there are dark bruises around her wrists. Yeah, the professor was probably tied up with something.
Eventually, her wrists were unbound, and as she reached up to stretch, she was killed? Actually, I'm not so sure about this theory.
No, it seems more likely that the killer unbound her hands after killing her. Well, there's not exactly a lot to go on.
I think that's about all we're gonna find out from the body from now.
Nice work, Athena. Your face only turned 5 shades of pale. I was expecting 50. We should probably take a picture of the crime scene, just in case.
Okay, I'm on it.
Thank you, because I am not good at this sort of thing. Right, good.
Say cheese!
Cheese? I thought I was the one with a twisted sense of humor. Now, now that you mention it, you do make a lot of jokes when there are dead people around in this series.
I think that should do it.
We should probably also take a picture of the whole scene. There's a bunch of stuff scattered around that looks like it can be important. All right, let's take a better look around the area while we wait for the police to arrive. And Athena, I'm afraid we'll have to do it next time because, gosh dang it, this episode's out of time.
Ah, boss, come on, we're just getting to the good stuff.
I know. Yes, indeedly, that's all the time we have for now, but this is a most interesting setup. An arrow! Shot with an arrow. Most interesting. I take a grave interest in this book. In particular, these two. But actually also final confirmation. I have no idea what they mean by that. The fact that this one is marked as important gets me the sense that we're gonna later have to be asked about it. We're gonna be like, oh, well, she could have been somewhere else. She just missed that meeting. And it's gonna be like, she marked it with important. She wouldn't miss it. I don't know. We'll see.
Marvelous!
Thrilled to be into this one. This seems like it's gonna be a very interesting case. Especially at an academy where I'm sure we're going to have all kinds of interesting suspects. What the hell is going on with those 3 people standing over the body before? We're going to have multiple murderers? But wasn't Juniper one of them? She looks so different now. I swear her hair color wasn't even that before. Wasn't it like brown? Oh, it is brown now. Sorry, never mind, I don't know anything. Constance Court, age 47, the professor who invited Mr. Wright here. She was a judge course teacher until she became the victim of this case. Juniper Woods, age 18, a senior in the judge course. She's a good friend, and I've known her since childhood. Marvelous! Can't wait to get into the rest of it. Especially since all the students are gonna be like, they're gonna be hyping over it because it's a law case going on while they're studying law. Next video on the channel is gonna be some more Yume Nikki. Last time I said I was running out of leads, and I still am running out of leads, but I came up with a few more leads to track down since last episode, so hopefully I'll be able to get going on them. And we'll see if we'll be able to find something interesting. And if we don't find anything interesting, it may be time to use a guide. But I have a few ideas of where to check next. That said, that's all for now. So thank you so very much for coming around to this episode of Extraordinary Dual Destinies. Can't wait to see you in the next one. And I'm sure we're going to meet some very interesting characters around here. I just can't wait for that. I'm going to be out of here. Hopefully I'll see you around. Peace. Oh, because I hope they don't fall out the back. if you go over like a bump or whatever. Alright. If they just don't wake up in this state, like they just stay knocked out, that's even better because otherwise, if I had gotten seen at any other base, then the alert would have caused all of them to held up.